Now, I don't know if this is going to help you or not, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure these, which are the original belts that came with this machine when I got it new. And I've been using these as a template or a pattern every time I cut a belt. Like I've got my own, I've been buying my belts in bulk right from day one. And the only way that this is going to help you is if the drums are the same diameter as yours. Now, I don't know why they wouldn't be. I've seen this same machine under different names and different colors, but the same machine. And as near as I could tell, they all had the same size drum, but I didn't measure it, so I don't know for sure. But I would think they're the same. If you got a General, the same model and everything, it's probably the same, because the people damaged a drum and they had to order one. Well, you know, the part numbers should all be the same, right? Anyway, let's get on with this. What I'm going to try to do is take these, and what we will do is we will measure them abrasive side down. Okay, and the reason I do it abrasive side down is because it's easier to draw a line, a diagonal line, on the back of the new belt. So I'm going to try and find a place that's long enough to stretch this out. I'm going to give you the overall length, and I'm going to try and figure out how to give you the angle. Okay. Now you can see that it's a little bit squared off, so actually this would actually come out to a little bit further than that. You know what? Make your first one a couple of inches too long, and then you can always cut it down. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to try and find a place to stretch this out. It's been several. Now, I got this machine over 8 years ago, and I haven't made a belt for quite a while. I haven't used it probably going on 2 years. Anyway, I'm giving you my own personal problems here, and that's not what you want. What you want to know is, how long is this belt, right? Right. Okay, this is the 120 grit. We'll use this one. They're both the same length. And I'm going by the type of videos that you've been posting, I would assume that you live in the United States, so we'll give all the dimensions in inches here. I'm going to put this edge right along flush with this, and then we're going to draw a line straight down, assuming that this point here had have continued on. Okay, I think that's probably the best way for you to get the easiest way to get your angle, and that way you can we'll just measure from the end here to the point here, and that should give the pretty close angle. Okay, so let's just do that. Now, you watching? Okay, it is. You have to trust me on this. Where this little corner comes, if you can call it a corner, is 14 9/16 of an inch. So that's 14 9/16 of an inch from where the point would be if it continued on to where the point is up here. Okay, 14 9/16. I'm just going to double check that. You know the old saying, I'll get it yet, don't worry. the old saying, measure twice, cut once. Now in your case, I think you better make your first cut about an inch too long. Yeah, 14 and 9/16 of an inch. All right. Now we're going to try and figure out the length here. What can I use? Maybe this, just to hold it down. And get a square here. This should work. Okay. All right, and we're still square. Now we'll try and figure out a way to get the overall length. And then we can add approximately an inch to it, because the other end is like this. So no, we're going to have to add more than an inch. Going to have to add an inch. No, about an inch. Yeah, about an inch and a 1/16. An inch, call it an inch. Okay, I'm going to move the camera down to the other end and we'll see what we can do. Now remember, we are approximately an inch, or an inch to maybe an inch and a 1/16. From in, because of the fact that the point doesn't go all the way out. So we're going to have to add an inch for this end and an inch for the other end. Now, as I'm sitting here editing this out right now, I'm realizing I got that wrong. The other end was already adjusted. We only have to add the inch for this end. It's important that you know that, otherwise your belt is going to be an inch longer than necessary, which might not be a bad thing. Better an inch too long than too short, right? However, yeah, I don't want to have to go down to my workshop and reshoot this, so you're just going to have to, allow for the fact that I'm giving you an inch over in dimensions here. Now, I know you haven't watched too many of my videos, but I don't do retakes, so let's hope we get this right on the first try here. Okay, and we'll pull this belt nice and tight. And it is 110.5 inches. Okay, 110.5. That's about as tight as I can pull it. I think it's pretty good. 110, maybe 110 and 5/8. 110 and 5/8. Okay, plus the 2 inches, so you'll be looking at 112 and 5/8 from point to point. Okay, and we already got the angle at the other end. I'm not making a whole lot of sense here, am I? I used to make a whole lot more sense years ago. Okay, let's see what we can do here. It's kind of funny that it wouldn't come off the other end. Normally it comes off the other end when you don't want it to, and then you got to go back and redo it. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Now I got to thinking later, I better draw this out because I've made a couple of mistakes here and I don't want it to be confusing. So I drew it out in CorelDRAW exactly the way I said, or the way I think it should be. And then I got curious and I went and I checked the manual. And yeah, the manual has the length wrong. Now they've got the angle right, 14.5 inches, and I came up with 14 and 9/16. That's almost the same thing. So you can figure the 14.5 was right, but the 108 3/4, that's definitely wrong. So you were right. It's funny that nobody noticed that before. Well, you noticed it. Anyway, this was kind of fun, and I hope it helped you.